Hi everyone, this is Senior Doggo's mom. Senior Doggo had a sister named Bella, and we very much miss Bella. She crossed the Rainbow Bridge on the 13th of June this year, 2024, due to she had a tumor on her spleen that ruptured that we did not know that she had. Basically, she stopped eating and we took her to the vet, and unfortunately, there was nothing they could do for her. So, but yes, we miss her. And she was diabetic. So I thought I would do a video on how to treat a diabetic dog. Just some different tips and tricks. So if any of you guys have a diabetic dog, maybe this will be of some help. Senior Doggo is not diabetic, so I'll just be kind of acting like I'm doing shots, but I'm not actually going to do shots or do blood sugar sticks because I don't need to on her. Okay, so for a typical dog, blood sugar, typically best, I think it's pretty similar to humans, best around 80 to 120 milligrams per deciliter. I think that's what that stands for. But it can temporarily go 200 plus after eating, should come back down. Now, if your dog's blood sugar drops too low, under 60 or below is hypoglycemic. And you can give them syrup, like pancake syrup you would have in your pantry. You can give that to them. You can give them honey. Either one of those things, put it on their gums or in their mouth somehow, but that either way should help raise their blood sugar. A lot of times it's more dangerous to have a hypoglycemic dog than a hyperglycemic dog, because hypo, they can go very lethargic and comatose very quickly, whereas hyperglycemic, of course, that's not good either, and it can hurt their organs, but hyperglycemia will take longer to affect the organs than hypoglycemia will. So this is what we used for Bella. Rely on syringes, Novolin, and insulin. Now, the vet, when we first diagnosed Bella was extremely high blood sugar. She actually had sudden blindness from her diabetes because we did not know that she was diabetic. She went from one day being outside, being fine, to suddenly her eyes looked very strange, and it was evident that she had gone suddenly blind. And then she started drinking a lot, and of course urinating a lot because she was drinking a lot, which is also a symptom of diabetes. So we took her to the vet when all that happened, and I was pretty sure that it was because she was diabetic. In fact, she was. She was extremely diabetic. And so they put her on what's called Vetsulin, which is a insulin specifically for dogs, or I don't know if cats use it as well. I'm sorry, I don't know that. But Vetsulin is, I know, at least for dogs, insulin. Now the insulin, the Vetsulin for us did not help her. We were constantly having to regulate and add. It is extremely expensive. I do not remember the exact price amount on the Vetsulin, but it's very expensive. And I don't remember how much we paid for the Novolin that we switched to. This is Novolin in insulin. You can get it at Walmart. I don't remember, again, the exact pricing, but this Novolin in insulin was a lot cheaper than the Vetsulin, and it regulated her blood sugar. And yes, the vet said that we could do that. That we asked, they said, hey, you could try the Walmart brand, which is this, the Walmart Rely On, and see if that helps. And it actually helped more, and it was cheaper. So it was a double win there. So just make sure when you pick your syringes to go with the insulin, you want to make sure that the syringes you pick match your insulin. So for this, since this is, let's see, Novolin in U100. It says U100 insulin. So you want to make sure your syringes are also U100. On the box, you will see it says U100. And these you can also get at Walmart. And so they are measured in 2s. So it's kind of hard to see here, but each line is 2. So that's 20. Next line is 22. Next line is 24, 26, 28, 30. So just at first when I was measuring, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. 21, 22, it's like it wasn't adding up. And then I realized it goes by 2s. So that's how it is. So like if your dog is on 22 milligrams, I guess it would be, of insulin, if your dog is on 22, then you would do 1 line past the 20. 24 would be 2 lines past the 20. If they did 23, it would be in the middle. But doing by 2s is easier to read and easier to figure out. So when you're doing the insulin, the best way to do it is to draw up air first. I know that sounds silly, but if you draw up air first in the syringe, pull it up first, and then you're going to open your syringe, your Novolin here. Okay. So what you do is you draw up, let's say you're going to draw up 30 milliliters, right? So let's do that, or 20. Maybe we'll do 20. So, okay. Hold on just a second. Sorry, got to get my hands for just a sec here. All right. So here you go. All right. So what you're going to do is draw up how much ever air matches what you're going to do. Bella there at the end, she was on about 28, and that's about, looks like what it's about on there. So what you do is you draw up the air that you want to use. Okay. And then take off the bottle. Okay, so I can do this one-handed. So you stick this in like this. Draw up, put the air in that you're going to use, and it makes it a lot easier when you're actually drawing up the insulin. And then you just draw up the amount that you're going to use. Okay. So if I'm drawing up, let's see. Yep. So you drop the air, then again, drop the amount that you're going to use. It'll make it easier to come out. Now when you go to give the insulin, we'll pretend there's insulin in there. Okay, there's insulin in there. What you do is the best place to give it to your dog is in the scruff of their neck, because it does not hurt them. Because that's typically where their mommy or their daddy would have held them up. Now, I'm not actually going to give Singer Doggo insulin, or as you can see, there's nothing in here. I just want to show you guys where you would give it to them. I'm going to recap this. If you don't have, which most of you probably wouldn't have, a medical grade sharps container, but we used plastic containers that like pretzels came in, the big giant containers. As long as they're plastic and they're not gonna puncture, we use those to keep our used needles in, and we discard them later on. But if you're going to give a dog the insulin, the scruff of their neck is back here. Back here. Lots of hair, so it's kind of hard to see. So what you do is you pinch it up, and as you can see, this is not hurting her. See? See? No distress. She's fine. This is not hurting her. So what you do is pinch up the neck. Make sure you have skin, because you don't want to be just putting insulin on the fur, because that's not going to be helpful. So sometimes you got to kind of do this to actually find the skin. All right. And then you give the shot kind of at an angle like you're holding a pencil. Hold the skin tight and give the shot like you're holding the pencil. And that's how you do that. And I suggest that you check blood sugars often, especially when you're first starting out. I probably checked Bella's I'm gonna say at least every other day when we were first starting out, just to get her regulated. Once she was fully regulated, I was able to just check it pretty much once a week. I would make sure I had on my calendar once a week to do blood sugar check, and I would check it several times throughout that week. And of course, it will fluctuate depending on when they eat. Stress a lot of times can make it go up. Because it was funny, I would give her blood sugar. I would not give her blood sugar. I would be testing her blood sugar, and this one, Miss Protective Senior Doggo, she thought I was hurting Bella, so she would always fuss at me. So so it would be higher when she was fussing, because Bella didn't like that and it stressed her out. So I'd have to make sure that I gave it to her, or not gave it to her. I would have to make sure that I checked the blood sugar when this sweet senior doggo was taking a nap. Otherwise, it would be high. So just take it. I would take it several times. Once it's regulated, maybe once a week or so. Pick out, well, not once that week, but pick out 1 week during the month. Take it several times and just make sure that overall it's okay. It will go up and down. It will vary, but just make sure that that overall it's within the good range. Now, when it comes to reading the blood sugar or checking it, we like the Rely-On. This is actually a human glucometer. And again, the vet told us that human glucometers should work just as well. They won't be exact, but then again, some of the animal ones aren't exact either, but it'll be close to ballpark. So as you can see, we like our Rely-On. And even the insulin, I do believe, is Rely-On. Yep, not sponsored, but they were very helpful, or their items were very helpful in making sure that her blood sugar was okay. And so you'll have that, and then there's a needle thing in here. I don't have any of the needles out right now, but you'll get a needle that you'll stick in here. And what we did was, when they found out that Bella had blood sugar, had diabetes, they shaved a part off of the back of her front leg. So I would say it was about, well, using your doggo as an example. Again, she's not a diabetic, so I'm not going to be poking her for no reason. But I want to say that they shaved her right around like this area, and so she had lots of skin that was open. Not open, but skin that was not covered by hair. So it was very easy. And so you may actually want to just shave a part off the back of your dog's leg. She never seemed like it bothered her to get her blood sugar tested. She always just laid there and let me do it. Never whined, never cried, none of that. So yeah, we used a bit of the back of the, I guess almost like her elbow, I guess. I'm not sure what the dog's elbow would technically be called. Sorry, not a vet, not an expert. But I would just find some skin and just stick her, and hopefully it will stick enough. And then you will need, there's a little a reader, like a, All right, so here is the needle, which is also, as you can see, rely on. Put the needle in like this, snaps in, it's covered. Okay, so you're going to take the needle, this cap off, and then the needle will pop out. And you just do this, and that will make the needle go into the skin. And then you just squeeze the skin just a little bit to get some blood drops. Once you get the blood drops, this is what you do. These readers, and again, you want to make sure that everything matches. Rely on Premier blood glucose. Use with Rely on Premier family, and that's what this is right here. So what you do is, once you have the blood drop, actually I do this before. Right before I stuck her, I would put this in, and it's ready. So once you have your blood drop, what you do is put the blood drop on the end, and you have to make sure it's enough that it will like suck the blood up, if that makes sense. You have to make sure it's enough that it will suck some up, and then within a few seconds you'll have your reading. So I hope that was helpful. We just wanted to give a few tips and tricks because it was a lot of learning to do when Bella was diagnosed, and watching her blood sugar and all those things. So we are very blessed to have her, and we miss her. So in your memory, sweet Belly, hopefully this will be helpful to someone else that's got diabetes. Okay. And then I think Singer Doggo is ready for her nap. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we hope you guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.